What is Love by Hathaway. No, but seriously, what is love? People think that there are different forms of love. Like the love you feel for your friend is different from the love you feel for your wife. But what if I told you that this is simply
not true?
I'm sure you might think, so let me explain. If you really love someone, your love for them wouldn't be reliant on anything superficial. Now we all know what this means. Looks, status, and pretty much anything that isn't character is superficial. But here's the thing, most people don't actually realize when they're being superficial. Separating forms of love is superficial because love is love.
Only love can truly save the world.
There is no separation. If you think there's a difference between the love you have for your wife and the love you have for your friend,
You stupid.
you are wrong. Your love for someone should always be based on character. However, if you love your wife more than your friend just because she is your wife, your love for her is superficial. First of all, you should love your wife more than your best friend, or at least just as much. After all, she's going to be the one you're going to be spending most of your time with. It would only make sense that you will love her that much more. Being with someone who understands you and who you feel comfortable with is the key to a long and healthy relationship, which is why it's important to understand what love is. True love is the appreciation of a person's character, which means, yes, your love for a baby is superficial. Because let's be real, you only love it because it's a baby. But to be fair, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't mean you're a shallow person or that you should stop loving the baby. All it means is that technically your love for a baby is superficial. After all, you can't love someone if you don't know who they are, unless of course the foundation of that love is superficial. This also means that there's no such thing as platonic love and romantic love. So when you tell someone that you only love them as a friend, what you're really saying is you love them but you wouldn't have sex with them, or you're just not sexually attracted to them. And it's all really just lust. Because the reason you wouldn't have sex with this person isn't because there isn't enough love, it's because there isn't enough lust. And remember, there is no love in lust. Not saying you can't perform a loving act with lust, just that lust in itself is not love, nor related to love. It's a common confusion that people have, so I don't blame you for believing it. This is the same for a romantic love, because platonic love is love without lust. Romantic love is love with lust. Love always remains in both. What changes is lust. I understand why it is like this. Obviously, people don't want to be vulgar, so people say love, but this confuses people into think that there are different forms of love, or that one is more significant. Hell, when you think about it, the fight for gay rights wasn't about love, but about lust. Men were always allowed to love each other. It was only a problem when it was about lust. But obviously, protesters aren't gonna put that on their signs. When you look at it like this, you realize a lot of ideas are actually based on lust and not love. Love at first sight is one of them. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have never had a love at first sight moment with an ugly girl, or a girl that I found unattractive. Really pay attention when you're nice to somebody, especially if they're attractive. If you do something for them, ask yourself, would you have done it had they been unattractive? Or if they were a little rude to you, would you have tolerated it had they been ugly? It's important to focus on these things if you want to be less superficial, and if you want to know what love is. I'm sure you've heard the word lover, which only really applies to people who are in a sexual relationship. The word love has almost become synonymous with lust, so it doesn't surprise me that many people don't really know what love is. It's important to know what love is. That way, you know who to keep and who to leave. And with that being said, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.